some versions of you quietly aspire long before you're emotionally ready to let them go. Okay. And I think that's one of the hardest parts about growth. You know what I mean? Because sometimes life starts pulling you towards a new chapter while a part of you is still grieving the old version of you. You literally can feel it. Like you can feel it eternally before anything changes externally, before anything changes on the outside. You start craving peace completely different. You start questioning what success even means to you any damn more. You start realizing that survival mode may have helped you survive, but it's not how you necessarily want to live your life forever. I struggle with that a lot. Okay. And that realization can be both freeing and terrifying at the same damn time. Okay. But before we get deeper into today's episode, I want to officially welcome you guys here to Reinventing with Sin. That would be me. Okay. I'm Sin. I'm a 50-year-old former bakery owner who walked away after 18 years and completely reinvented my life through content creation, affiliate marketing, UGC, storytelling, wellness, baby, because the perimenopause got me in a chokehold, okay? And literally how I'm building my income online. But this space isn't just about making money online. No, it's not just about that. It's about all the things of reinventing with sin. Okay, so reinventing with sin is about rebuilding yourself after burnout. It's about freedom after survival mode. It's about learning. It's actually about learning how to create a more softer life, more aligned without feeling guilty for actually wanting more. So where I'm at now is kind of like a gift and a curse, and I'm going to explain that later. But through these podcast episodes, we're going to talk about reinvention. We're going to talk about confidence. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship. We're going to talk about emotional healing, identity shifts, wellness, online income, all the things, okay? And what it actually looks like to start over at any damn age, okay? So whether you're actually here because you're trying to rebuild your life as well, you're rediscovering yourself, or you're simply just trying to figure out what your next chapter looks like, let me just tell you, let me be the first one to tell you, okay, welcome. First of all, welcome, but you're in the right place, okay? You guys are in the right place. This is a safe space here. So, okay, let's get back into today's episode and what today's episode is about. Because one thing that I've been realizing lately is that growth often requires endings we never planned for. Like I didn't plan to end my bakery, but I ended it. I was getting burnt out to like the max. And honestly, that's been one of the most uncomfortablest damn lessons of my damn adult life, dealing with all of that shit. Because when you spent years building an identity around being the quote unquote, the damn strong one, the dependable one, or the successful one, it can feel almost irresponsible to change directions. Because did I feel guilty about it? Yes, because it was something that I built, for so many years. So even when your soul is literally fucking exhausted, even when your body is asking for rest, although a lot of times you wouldn't give it the rest that it was asking you for, even when your spirit knows there has to be more to life than just constantly carrying that pressure around with you every damn day. So for years, I wore survival mode like it was a fucking badge of honor because I felt like I didn't have a choice. Like I normalized stress. I normalized exhaustion. I normalized constantly feeling responsible for every damn thing in every goddamn body. You know what I mean? That's a lot. That is really a damn lot. Okay. But and now I'm learning that peace, that's a damn skill too. Peace is a skill. Rest That's a skill that you have to adapt to. Receiving, that's a skill that you have to adapt to. So maybe this season of my life isn't asking me to prove myself, anymore. Cause I think I'm kind of done with that part. I'm going to say I think, okay? Maybe it's asking me to finally live, okay? Because when you've been living in that space for so long of survival, and then you get out of that space of survival, and you feel like you're beginning to have things that you've always dreamed of. That's why I was saying it was like a gift and a curse, because you finally have all of those things that you dreamed of having. For me, it was more, than money. It was the freedom, it was the peace, and all those things, options, flexibility, all those things. But now that I have all of those things, like I said, it's kind of like a gift and a curse. Now that I have all those things, my body is now craving more. Like, I was struggling with that this morning. Like, I'm craving more. And when I say I'm craving more, it's because I'm dreaming bigger now. At first, my dreams wasn't as big as they are now. Like, take last year, for instance. I was just dreaming that, before I closed the shop, I was dreaming that we would have a sellout day, at the shop. Or I was dreaming that, I want to be able to get us to a place where as though we're able to pay our bills without strain, stress, or frustration. But now that we there, I'm able to do that. We're able to do that. Now my body is craving something more. My dreams are much louder now. My desires are much louder now. So I say all that to say, if you're in a space right now where as though you want more, you want to be more, you want that freedom that you've been desiring for so long, you want those options that you've been desiring for so damn long, don't ignore that. That is there for a reason. God put those visions there in your mind for a reason. So don't ignore that. So I'm going to leave y'all with, when you go to bed at night and you feel that tight feeling in your chest, something that's pulling you towards something that you want better for yourself, don't ignore that. That calling is pulling you for a reason. And that calling that's pulling you may very well be that freedom and that flexibility and those options that you've been praying for all along. I'll see y'all in the next episode, okay? Love y'all. Bye.